Not gonna lie, I didn't have the highest hopes for Colette, but I was absolutely smitten watching this film. Let's talk about it. Hey up guys! So continuing my coverage of the London Film Festival, today's film up for discussion is the charming new film from director Wash Westmoreland, and it's called Colette. Colette is a dramatic biopic detailing the life of Sidonie Gabrielle Colette, one of history's most renowned female French authors. The film takes place just over the space of 10 years and starts off in 1892 when a young Colette is matched up with one of her father's army comrades, Willy, who's played with reveling charisma by Dominic West. Willy appears to be an accomplished writer and is the very embodiment of the aristocratic lifestyle. As he says to his wife Colette, it's all about presenting a personality so you appear larger than life. And Dominic West's way with the dialogue is just very poised and gleeful and grand. He paints with large verbal strokes. Even the way he excuses his farts in front of his wife is brilliant. Intimacy in all its savage abandon. God, Shakespeare couldn't have said it better. But behind this boisterous facade, he's hiding a lot of debt. His penchant for the finer things like antiques, lavish dinners, and the occasional prostitute leave his company on the edge of bankruptcy. So, to make a quick buck, after reading his wife Colette's novel, which is loosely based on her childhood experiences growing up in the countryside, he tells her to add a little bit of spice to it, and then they get the book, which is called Claudine at School, published under Willy's name, and to their surprise, it becomes a massive hit, particularly with women readers. So naturally, Willy encourages Colette to write more of these Claudine novels, which then get turned into plays, which then turns them into household names, and as their brand grows, their marriage adopts a, how should I put this, a more French attitude. They both engage in extramarital engagements. Colette explores the company of women, including the American Georgie, who's played by Eleanor Tomlinson, as well as a masculine-looking woman called Missy, who's played by Denise Gough. This fuels more scandalous content for Colette to write about in her novels. Write what you know? When she suggests to Willy that they publish the next book in both their names, Willy refuses, and then their marriage starts to collapse. I was worried I was going to be a tad bored watching this film, but I have to say, guys, I really enjoyed this film. I IMDb'd this film after I watched it and found out it was written by 3 people: Richard Glatzer, Wash Westmoreland, and Rebecca Lenkiewicz. I've often found that numerous writers can often leave a film feeling tonally unbalanced. That's not the case with this film. The script is marvelously cohesive and zings with wit. It's probably the most contemporary period film I've ever seen. Every word is carefully selected and delivered perfectly. Never have I found Keira Knightley more funny than when she says, "You duplicitous bitch." She says it way better than me, but God, I'm totally stealing that. Both Keira Knightley and Dominic West are spectacular in their respective roles. This is easily Keira Knightley's best performance to date. Dominic West is clearly relishing playing Willy. There's an exuberance to him as a character which is just naturally joyful to play. But West also gets nuggets of vulnerability to round him out. There are certainly some lovely moments where his character is very insecure about his manhood, as well as financial stability. Both Keira Knightley and Dominic West can expect their names to be tossed into the conversation when it comes to award season. Westmoreland's direction is also incredible. A lot of Colette's writing was inspired by her country upbringing, and the exquisite shots of the countryside, the bellowing trees, and even the lovely intimate shots of ants crawling over Colette's mother's vegetable garden perfectly reflect the essence of her meticulous writing. The cinematography by Giles Nutchins is luscious, and the costume work by Andrea Flesch is diligently accurate to the period of time in France. As for negatives, I don't really have many other than small things like the pacing was a little bit slow in a few places. And also, Keira Knightley doesn't age a day in this film, even though it's set over the space of 12 years. And no, having a haircut does not count as making her look older. And also, there's one thing that this film forgets to mention, and that's that Colette actually wrote the story that inspired Gigi. But I personally don't think it's a negative, I just think it's an overlooked detail that some people might have found interesting, but I actually think it's a positive that this film doesn't feel the need to spoon-feed you every little detail about her life. In the end, guys, I really enjoyed this film. Watching the metamorphosis of Colette transform from this young girl into this mature provocateur and author allows Keira Knightley to really flex her acting muscles. As her confidence and self-belief grows, we see it in the way she carries herself, particularly in a scene where she dons a suit. Another hat tip to the excellent Andrea Flesch. Plus, the hair and makeup department have done a very good job of capturing all the different looks that Colette embodies over the space of time. We get young and old, we get masculine and feminine, we get conforming and edgy. There's a whole mix of different looks in there, and they've done a sensational job of it. This is the story of a woman finding her voice, but I like that they didn't portray her as a victim to an overbearing husband. She was very compliant in their plan when they published these books, but she needed to come into her own as a writer, performer, and a woman before she could challenge the status quo. And that journey is a great one to watch. Right, so let's ask those 3 questions. Would I watch this again? Absolutely. This is the kind of film that I would want to watch with my mum. It's just very pleasant. Would I recommend it for you guys? Absolutely. This is a thoroughly well-rounded film. It's got knockout performances from Keira Knightley and Dominic West. And for a period drama, it doesn't feel too periody, if you know what I mean. And what score am I going to give it out of 10? Couple minor quibbles with it, but they're things I can forgive. So I'm going to give Colette a score of 9.5 out of 10. There you go, guys. That is my review for Colette. But remember, this is just one bloke's opinion. I want to know your opinion. Have you guys seen Colette? What did you think of it? And my quick question for you guys today is, what is your favourite period drama? Whatever you think, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. If you guys do like this content, be sure to click that subscribe button. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or Stardust, all that information is in the description link below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.